Hey, what's up, Facebook family? How are you guys doing? It has been a while since I've been on. I've actually been doing a complete, and I mean complete, brand overhaul, which is now done. Thank God. And I'll talk a little bit about that. I'm also going to tell you what Over Easy Eggs can teach you about making more money as an entrepreneur. Yes, eggs over easy. So those are the two things we're going to talk about today. These are extremely valuable lessons, so I hope they work for you. So first of all, who am I? Well, my name is Dawnna St. Louis. I am CEO of highprofitzone.com, where we take people who are entrepreneurs that have a specific area of expertise and they want to turn that expertise into a high profit business. So I'm going to take off my glasses because I know there's getting a glare. But if you type comments, I'll put them back on so I can see, because I can't see without these things. I mean, I can see distance, but I can't read anything. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you guys something. This was a really valuable lesson that actually occurred just a couple of days ago when I was in the kitchen. So I'm in the kitchen making breakfast, eggs over easy. Now, this crazy thing happened. I forgot to turn on the dishwasher the night before. And I had done like crazy cooking all day the day before. So all of my spatulas were dirty. So I'm in the kitchen and I got my nonstick pan going. I got 2 eggs in there and I realized I don't have a spatula. And so I've seen it done before. Hell, I've done it before. You know, you get the pan, you roll it around a little bit, you flip it and the eggs turn over and they perfectly land back in the pan with no problem. You've done this. I've done this with pancakes. I've done this with eggs. No problem ever. Why? Because I'm confident that I can flip over some eggs. Now, what is the technique? This is the important part. First of all, you got to have the eggs in nonstick pan, so you got to be prepared. Here's the second part. Now that I'm prepared, I have to actually flick my wrist with confidence, and the eggs will go up, flip over with no problem. But what happens when you hesitate on the flip? Like you start to flip and then you flinch back because you're like, I don't know. Is it going to land? I don't know if I have it. Am I going to do it? What happens when you do it with pancakes? I don't know. I'm going to do it. You break a yolk. Your pancakes go splattering, right? Happens every time. It is the same exact thing with entrepreneurship. It is the same exact thing with business. I work with entrepreneurs all the time that second guess that flip. All the time. They've prepared, they've done all the work, they're ready to go, and then it's time to come down to pricing, and they put the brakes on, they hesitate. Someone asked me the other day, they're like, how did you go from being a $10,000 speaker and a $5,000 speaker to a $22,000 and $25,000 speaker? How did you do that? Well, I didn't hesitate. I didn't take all the advice of all the sage knowledge of all the people out there who said, no, you have to go up incrementally. No, you don't. No, you don't at all. You have to make sure that you're prepared. So you have to make sure that you have a website that makes you look like a $20,000 speaker. You have to have the content that makes you look like a $20,000 speaker. You have to have the expertise that makes you look like a $20,000 speaker. You have to have all those things. But even when people get there, what do? They hesitate. Maybe I should do 17. Maybe I should do 15. Maybe I should do 5. Am I really that good? It happens all the time. You cannot hesitate. Just like with those eggs. If you hesitate flipping those eggs, every single time that yolk is going to break. And people go, yeah, if I would have gone to 17, I would have failed. No, you failed because you didn't go. Because you hesitated on going. Because you didn't go with confidence. Because even if you're a little scared and you do it anyway, it lands every time. Because even if you're scared and you do it with confidence, fearfully, but you do it with confidence. So get me straight. I'm talking about courage. I'm not saying you're fearless. I'm saying you're courageous. So you have the courage to do it and you do it anyway. When you do that, all of a sudden, things start to land. Now, this has happened for me several times, and I'm going to give you a couple of examples. So let's talk about that brand overhaul thing. And that's for everything. Just FYI, that's for everything. It's for your rates. It's for making a change. You cannot hesitate on that change. You got to make that change. You got to freaking own that change. You cannot go halfway. You cannot kind of flip an over easy egg. You can't kind of flip a pancake. You either flip it or you fuck it up. That's the rule. That's it. That's the rule. Okay, so let's talk about that brand overhaul. So this was fun. And if you have a business, regardless of what your business is, you are responsible to your organization and the people who work with you and your clients. You are responsible to do a brand audit and then make sure that your brand is in alignment with what you're offering. If you don't do that, if you're not going to do that, you're going to find yourself standing still and the world is going to continue moving past you. I'm not saying you don't offer awesomeness, but I'm saying you have to update things. I mean, IKEA's been around for a while and they still do updates. Apple, all of them, they all go and update their brand and do something new. So let's talk about this. So if you get a chance to go to my website, it's Dawnna.com. It's my name. So if you go to Dawnna.com, I have a brand spanking new website. Now, of course, people are like, oh, I got a new website, and they have a conniption about it. But there was something interesting about doing a website this time than all the other times that I'd done one. See, I've always been interested in doing these incremental updates, but this time I kind of wanted to go all in and do a brand overhaul. So what does that look like? So a brand overhaul requires that you have an honest conversation. And little disclaimer, this works whether it's a brand new brand, whether it's a brand that needs to be overhauled, or whether you're doing a brand audit. This same exercise works either way. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to first sit down and you're going to say, how would your fans, people who absolutely love you, how would they describe your brand? What would they say about your brand, right? And so let's say, for example, they might say, as a speaker, they might say, she's funny, she's engaging, she's entertaining, she has great content, right? So they're going to list those things that are positive, right? So what are they going to say that's absolutely positive? Great. So you get that whole list of all those things. Now, consider your industry competitors. What if anything on that list can be said about your industry competitors, your direct industry competitors, then remove those things because they're a wash. In other words, when it comes down between you and another speaker or you and another product, it's the same thing. Well, yeah, they're entertaining too. Yeah, they're funny too. Yeah, they have great content too. Anything that the other competitor has too, take it off because it doesn't make a difference. It's not a differentiator. You might be more funny, but you're still funny, right? And at the end of the day, if I'm an event planner and I want laugh, the level of laugh is almost, who cares? I just want laughs, right? And it's funny, I had someone actually book me one time as a speaker, and she had seen me speak several times, and she told the event planner that I was a humorous speaker, and they were looking for someone who was like a comedian type. Now, the person who booked me the agent, I should say, did not tell me this because she knows the one thing that I'm absolutely freaked out about is being booked as someone who's humorous. Because I don't consider myself a humorous speaker at all. Yes, people laugh at me, but it's not on purpose, right? It's, I guess, just because I say things like chitlins on stage. I don't know. So anyway, so she put down comedian. That was one of her words. And I was like, I would not consider myself comedian. But she's like, nope. And any word that they come up with, the people that you talk to, they come up with, you have to accept. Because this is not your opinion. This is their opinion. So you're looking for the opinions of others who know you well and how they would describe you. That's the important part. So once you do that part and you have that all laid out, now you're on to your second part. And we do this with our clients at High Profit Zone all the time. It is a huge game changer. So here's the second part. The second part is you're going to ask yourself, okay, or your people, I want you to put on the hat of a hater, someone who cannot stand you. And I am fortunate enough to have a list of people who absolutely hate me. If you don't have any haters, you're not trying hard enough. And if you're trying to get everybody to like you, you're really not trying hard enough. Like, seriously, you might as well let that go. So your job, one of your jobs is to build some haters. Like, you got to get some. So anyway, step 2 is, what would your haters say about you that's true? That's the part. What would they say about you? What would your haters say about you that's true? Okay, so now some people have a hard time with this because they go, well, I don't give a damn what they think about me, or I don't care what they have to say, or I'm not concerned with my haters. I didn't ask you to fall in love with your haters. I didn't ask you to bend over backwards and kiss your hater's ass. I said, what would your haters say about you? But it would be true. So I did this the other day with my friend Kevin, and then I'll tell you what we came up for mine. I did this the other day with my friend Kevin, and I said, let's see what they would say about you. I said, they would say you're a name dropper. They would say that you're very concerned with the appearance of things. And so we went through kind of this whole list, right? So when we did mine, then the words that came up is they said that I was intimidating. We'll explore this more, but that I was very intimidating. I'm intimidating. I'm intimidating, that I'm arrogant, cocky, ghetto, and then bougie. So it's actually bougetto, but whatever. That I could be bougetto. Inappropriate. Inappropriate was one of my favorite ones, that I could be inappropriate. I can be inappropriate. So those were the things that my haters will say about me, but that it was true. So we started with the first one, intimidating. And I said, so what does intimidating look like, right? And so they said, well, you wear, you're 5'9", you're not a size 2, you're curvy, you wear 6-inch heels, you accentuate your curves, you own it. Like, you don't care that it is what it is, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. And that's true. I am 5'9". I wear stainless steel, platinum, big, chunky jewelry. Someone said, it's like the Mad Max type rocker style look. And I'm like, yeah, that would describe me. They're like, it could be intimidating for people. Good to know. So my look was one of the things that they talked about, right? That I'm very confident, and that when I walk in the room, I'm like, let's do this, right? That could be intimidating people. So I wrote, that could be intimidating for people. I wrote that down. That's something that I do. Then when we started talking about arrogant, we changed arrogant to cocky, because I'm like, arrogant, really? But then we started talking about arrogant and cocky. And so what does that mean about your brand when someone says you're arrogant and cocky? And someone said, well, that means that, you act like you know everything. I'm like, I know my stuff. Let's write that down. They're like, and you seem to have an answer for everything. And I have an answer for everything. What else? Oh, I don't back down from a debate. That was the other thing that was intimidating, that I won't back down from a debate, and that I would just say it how it is. So we wrote down all these things. So as we went through each one of these things, we wrote them down, right? That I was bougie and ghetto. And I was like, yes, because I'm the person who would spell chitterlings, Chitterlings, and say chitlins on stage. Right? So we wrote those things down. Here's the thing. The things that your haters would say about you that's absolutely true is the exact reason that your fans probably love you the most. Like, my fans absolutely love the fact that I'm a little cocky, that I'm a little arrogant, that I have a bit of an ego, that I own it, right? They love that stuff about me. That's what they tell me that they love. They're like, girl, I just love that you're like, boom, I'm here. This is what it is. The things that my haters hate about me are the things that my fans love about me. So then once you identify the things that your haters hate about, love about, the thing that your haters hate about you, but they're absolutely true. When you can identify the things that your haters hate, they really can't stand about you. They don't like that I'm intimidating because they're like, you seem to have the answers, or, or that I'm goofy because I can't be goofy, or, how dare you wear 6-inch heels when you're already 5'9"? Are you trying to be 6'3"? And I'm like, no, I'm really trying to be 6'8". They hate that my haters hate that about me. Why do you wear leather and black and stainless steel jewelry and big chunky jewelry? Who do you think you are, Amazonian? Why? Yes, I do. My haters hate that about me, but my fans love that about me. So then you take those things that your haters hate and you increase them. You do more of them. And so when you start looking at your brand, you really start asking yourself, am I doing this? And how can I do more of it? So with that said, when we went and we looked at my website, we did a complete brand overhaul of my website. We increased things to make it look more edgy, more in your face, more Dawnna, right? And when you accept the things that your haters hate about you, but it's true, when you accept those things and take ownership of them, you will have a more authentic brand. So those are the two things I have for you tonight. Hopefully that'll help you really think about how people see you, because it's not the great things. People will say the great things about you, and a lot of people are very middle of the road. Oh, they're this, they're that, because they want to be nice. But really start thinking, well, what do your haters say about you that's true? How can you take ownership of that? And how can you take that and make that the face forward portion of your brand and really go for it? Really listen, your goal should be to create a brand and a website that really pisses your haters off. That's your goal. So that's what I did. That's what I worked on. I went and worked on a website and created a website and a brand to really piss off my haters. That's the first thing. That's one thing that I did. And the second thing that I did was I did not hesitate when I flipped the eggs. In other words, when it was time for me to go and modify my rates and everything, I didn't hesitate to go to 20, to go to 25 or 22. I didn't hesitate. I didn't say, well, first I have to do 15 and see, and this is what people will tell you. Do 15 and see if people will accept that price. It's not whether they will or will not. Let me tell you a secret. It is harder. It is so much harder to sell. It's so much harder to sell a Hyundai than it is to sell a Bentley. People who buy a Hyundai come in with the attitude that they're going to negotiate. They walk in with the attitude of, I'm going to see how much I can get them down. When people are coming in to buy a Bentley, they're not trying to negotiate. They're trying to get the Bentley. Right? It's harder to sell something that's cheap than it is to sell something that's expensive. First of all, when you're selling something that's expensive, there's a certain expectation of the customer of you, and there's a certain expectation from you of the customer. And when you raise your rates to that point, everybody is now thinking on the same level, and it's less about the dollar and it's more about the value. So when you make that change, it can't be hesitating, because if you hesitate to flip that egg, if you hesitate, it's gonna crack and you're gonna make a mistake and it's not gonna work. You have to go all in, and it has to be instant, and it has to be with confidence. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys tonight. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, of course, you can PM me. And, by the way, we have a deal going on right now. I have 4 spots left at the High Profit Zone Mansion Retreat coming up in June. I had 2 people that had to postpone to a later date. So I have 2 extra spots open now that I didn't have before. So what we're doing is, if you come in at the bronze rate, which usually means that you stay off-site, we will give you a Gold Plus package. So if you're interested, which saves you, by the way, about $1,000. So if you're interested in coming to the June 9th through 13th retreat, please PM me. Let's have a conversation. And of course, there's payment plans, all that good stuff. June 9th through 13th. And this is for people who are making some money in their business. They really want to get it to the next level. They want that clarity, alignment, and they want a blueprint that they know will work. We're going to, you know, fix in those holes, make sure everything is in alignment. And we do that for 4 to 6 weeks. And then of course, we do a launch right after that. You go to the luxury launch pad, which is in Orlando. Anyway, that's all I have for you. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Please share this video and let me know if there's anything you need. I'll talk to you later.